Hi, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, Savage Reads. Let's just jump into the books that I've read the last week or so. So recently I read the book Mercy Street by Jennifer Haig, and I found it compelling. After talking about it, Sue Jackson recommended that I pick up Faith. So I will make sure to link Sue's channel down below, but I picked up Faith by Jennifer Haig. This is following the case of a man who is a Catholic priest and is accused of unspeakable things, and we have his sister and his brother trying to come to terms with it, find out what really happened, try to understand the situation, and I thought that it was really compelling. You know, you pick up this book and you don't put it down. You have to know what happens. You have to see if he was guilty or innocent. You have to see what it's going to do to this family and confront these really difficult situations, and I thought that was really well done. While it is about a hot button issue, it is mostly a portrait of a family and what they do in crisis and how they support each other or don't. And I thought that that was really well done. I do think after having read Mercy Street, I think going to Faith was kind of an interesting jump, because I thought, okay, Mercy Street, we're focused on an abortion clinic, and this, we're focused on a Catholic priest. And I think that the author, it almost sounds like she's just picking up some hot button topics and thinking, I'm gonna write a book about it. And part of me is kind of like, what happened to, write what you know and write with real meaning? Of course, people are going to be interested in this because they're hot button topics. And so I almost am a little put off by that. But individually, I thought that they were both very compelling books, and she does a really good job at getting you into different people's heads. And I thought that that was really well done. So overall, I enjoyed my time with this. It's, 4 out of 5 stars for me, but I am kind of interested, if you've read other Jennifer Haig books, does she just pick a controversial or hot button topic to write books about? Is that the whole shtick? Or did I just happen to pick up the 2 books that were like that? Now, I had a friend recommend the book Happy Hour by Marlo Granados, and I don't know why I picked this up. Oh my goodness. I think I should have looked at the description, because the first line of the description of this book is, with the verve and bite of my year of rest and relaxation. And honestly, I hated my year of rest and relaxation. So I guess this kind of book is just not for me. I'm not even sure what happened in this book. It's a girl who is kind of, I don't know, manic pixie dream girl almost. Everything she kind of shrugs off, and she's so beautiful, she just gets away with anything and can take advantage of other people and men and get money and make a living, and she doesn't need to have any real ambition or drive because she just can kind of float through life. And I kept waiting for something to happen, and it didn't. Nothing really happened in this book. And while the writing was kind of interesting and it was a bit of a different voice, it wasn't a voice that I necessarily was like, yeah, I connect with this. And so overall, I didn't really love this book. I just feel like I didn't get it. Like, it wasn't for me. But if you loved My Year of Rest and Relaxation, I could see you maybe enjoying this. I think it's got some similar elements of that privileged girl going through life where she doesn't have real problems, so she's gonna make some. Like, I feel like it had some of that, which I wasn't terribly into. Now, after those books, I needed something that I just knew I would like, right? And I knew that I'd be happy picking up David Sedaris books, because I love reading a David Sedaris book. So I highly recommend any of his books in audio, and I picked up the only 2 I could find at the library that I had not already read or listened to. So I got Let's Explore Diabetes with Owls and Holidays on Ice. Were some of these essays and stories repeats of things that I'd read before from different collections? Yes. But did I have a great time? 100%. I always have a fun time revisiting any of David Sedaris' stories. I particularly like his stories of being in language classes and moving to different countries and trying to assimilate into a culture that you might not have grown up in. And I love those. I really relate to that. I live in Spain. I'm in a Catalan class right now trying to get better at Catalan, and it is hard. I mean, I'm trying to learn Catalan, and I don't even feel like my Spanish is good enough to be in the Catalan class, but one of my favorite stories that came up in these is the explanation in his language class of what Easter was to a woman who didn't know anything about Easter, and using the phrases that these people knew in, I think, French, trying to explain what Easter was. I thought that that was so fun because I feel like I've been in that exact class, you know? Oh, what is Easter? It's with the baby from the big man, and it was and they killed him on two pieces of wood. I can see that exact scenario happening. I have had so many experiences like that in my own language classes, and so I just found them to be delightful. And just that feeling of, you know, you're trying to get assimilated into a new culture, but you always are gonna feel just a little bit stupid, you know? Like I completely relate to some of that because it's not like my level of speaking is ever gonna be native speaker level, right? Or those kinds of things. And I really enjoyed his stories. So I am always delighted to listen to a David Sedaris book, and I'm so glad that I took a little break to just listen to him for a little bit. And I had just the best time. So glad I did it. Now, I picked up All the Beauty in the World, The Metropolitan Museum of Art and Me by Patrick Bringley. And this was a recommendation by Audrey at Audrey Approved, and I will make sure to link her channel down below. She has the best nonfiction recommendations. And I picked up this book not really sure what I was getting into. This is following the author. It's a bit of a memoir, and it's his experience after his brother's death. He feels like he needs something that will bring him peace, and he decides that he's going to work as a security guard at the Met. And he talks about his time with there and how he learned to appreciate art and stand still, and he made these wonderful relationships, but he also had a lot of time to think about art. And at first, I don't know how sold I was. I'm like, this is a little boring. What is even going on? But then it ended up being kind of poignant and beautiful. And it made me think of how I look at art and how can I go into things with a sense of wonder and look for the beauty in things. And I just thought it was really lovely. So I think it had its moments of being a little boring or being about things that I don't really care about too much. But by the end, I really did enjoy this book. And I thought that if you want something that is going to help you connect more with the art and the beauty in your life, and you have a little bit of time to think about those kinds of things, I think you would really like this book. So overall, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad I picked it up. And that is what I have read the past week or so. I will be back next week with another book wrap up, and I will see you all on the next one.